for either of you. Sydney hits those 3 threes right after, one after another. Just kind of what was your reaction to that? It seemed like the place was gradually getting louder and louder.
Yeah, I think Sydney brought a lot of great energy to us, especially in that first quarter. She brought a lot of energy and kind of got our momentum going from the start.
For both of you, had you guys ever been a part of a stretch where you've hit 15 straight shots and gone a whole quarter without missing? And were you aware that you guys were in the midst of that in the first quarter?
I was not aware.
I was also not aware, but that's cool.
Yeah, no, we've done that before, but.
So you guys didn't feel like the crowd's angst every time they were rooting kind of to finish the quarter. You had no sense of it, kind of as hot as you were.
I mean, I think we had a sense that we were hot on offense, but and we could feel the energy from the fans. But I don't think we knew about makes and misses. If that makes sense.
Sara, just what was that first quarter like, just being out there with the offense clicking the way it was?
Oh, yeah, it was just fun, especially we got Sig going there for a second, then I started to hit some shots, so it's definitely it's fun when we're hitting our shots, especially our threes, yeah.
Coming into the game, Michigan was the top offensive rebounding team in the conference. Did Coach talk about that before the game, and did she talk about that at half?
Yeah, she told us that tonight was going to be a battle on the boards. She compared to how we prepare for Tennessee, just a team that's relentless on the glass, especially on the offensive side. So we prepared for that. We were ready for that, and I thought we did a decent job for the most part. We held them to 10 offensive rebounds, but I think we can still get better.
You guys found a lot of open threes in that first quarter. What were you seeing offensively to get those open looks?
I mean, well, it helps having Mac down low. They have to, obviously, she gets a lot of attention down there. They're going to have to dig or double, which opens it up on the perimeter for us. So we just got to stick our shots like we did in the first half.
Kind of similar to what she asked, but there's something you were doing. I noticed in the first 4 minutes, first forcing the timeout, you pretty much got whatever you wanted, whether it be Mac's layups, yours and Sid's three-point shooting. Was there something you did to confuse them in the first 3 or 4 minutes that made you, get such open looks?
I mean, I think they were just taking risks and leaving some people open. I don't know why you would ever leave Sara Scalia open on the perimeter, but they did, and she made him pay. Same with Sydney Parrish. I think they took a chance, didn't necessarily close out very hard, and then we knocked them down, especially early on in the game.
Michigan came into this game with a lot of momentum, beating Ohio State last week. How much did it build your confidence as a team that you kind of shut them down so quickly and easily?
I mean, we were really well prepared. I thought we had a great game plan going into the game, so we know that if we stick to the game plan for 40 minutes, then we're going to have success, and I thought that showed tonight. We know that, we're going to get everyone's best in the Big Ten night in and night out, so I think that it's just a matter of executing.
Yeah, for either of you, you guys were close to kind of pushing the lead to 30 when that three-pointer got taken off. What was Terry's message kind of about closing out? Was she what were her thoughts on kind of the end stretch of the game?
I think it was just keeping up our energy and following the game plan and not, going away from that and just continuing to play personnel, get stops on defense.
Yeah, I mean, kind of going off that, Mackenzie, like when you're up by as much as you guys were from the first quarter on, like is it kind of tricky to be able to keep your foot on the gas and keep going? I mean, against Illinois, Illinois kind of hung around in the game and kind of kept it close for a little while and then worked their way back in the game. But when you have a first quarter like this, is it kind of tricky to keep your foot on the gas?
I don't think it should be. I think we know that every team is capable of getting themselves back into the game, like Illinois showed that they did, and Michigan is fully capable, but I thought we did a good job continuing to just guard their stuff and be aggressive on both ends.
I believe you guys have won 11 in a row. What's the common denominator in that? What has enabled you to have that kind of sustained success, and what is it going to take to continue that?
I mean, just, preparing every single game. We know the coaches are going to prepare us for whatever opponent we face, but we know how important every single win is in the Big Ten, and we can't have an off night. It's not in this conference, so I think that we had some growing pains along the way early on in the season, but that's the past now, and I think we're a completely different team than we were back in November.
You guys shot 66% from the free throw line. That's a little bit below your average. What in practice and in timeouts is coach and the coaching staff saying to motivate you guys?
She just tells us to stay confident. We definitely do work on them in practice, but, you know, I got to be better at hitting my free throws, especially down the stretch. So I think it's just continuing to have confidence at the line. You know, don't get sped up. But coach is continually instilling confidence in us just because she knows how much we work on it in practice.
You mentioned sticking to your game plan throughout the whole contest. What was that, and how did foul trouble affect that throughout?
I don't think foul trouble necessarily changed our game plan. I think the game plan was just we had to win the offensive boards. We had to be great in our ball screen coverage, and we had to, you know, just make everything as tough as possible for them and know that they're going to get looks, but we just got to limit them to the best that we can.